goosebumps right now when I say this.
I'm going to get emotional.
All right, good afternoon everyone, and welcome to Lambton College's school sessions. So tonight, continuing the series, this is number 2 in our series, we're going to learn a little bit more about our School of Business. So my name's Sean, I am the Enrollment Initiatives Coordinator for the college, and tonight I'm going to be walking you through our School of Business programs. So you're going to hear from a number of our program coordinators, and they're going to tell you a little bit more in depth what happens inside of their programs. So if you're considering applying to Lambton College, maybe you have an offer to Lambton College in one of our business programs, and you're just trying to get a little bit more, maybe you have some questions that you want to ask, tonight is the night for you. All of our faculty are going to be on hand to answer these questions, give you an insight, and really showcase what our students are doing inside of the classroom. So we have a really great lineup today. So you're going to learn from our business administration and our accounting suite of programs, Esports, one of our newer programs, one of our exciting programs, office administration, as well as our sports and recreation management program. So lots of things are going to be covered tonight, and I'm going to kind of help you and guide you through the evening. Couple things to note: if you have any questions throughout the night, feel free to post them in the chat. I will go ahead and answer them and moderate the Q&A, and we can work with our faculty to make sure you get your questions answered and all that fun stuff. So questions, feel free to post them. Another thing as well, I'm happy to let everyone know that for attending this event tonight, you will be entered into win your tuition. So this is eligible for anybody enrolling into one of our domestic programs for September 2021. So that is going to be a really great incentive, and you could potentially get your first year's tuition on us. So thank you first and foremost for attending tonight. I do hope that you find this information beneficial and really help you through your educational search and make sure you have everything that you're looking for as you make your decision for the fall. So to kind of kick things off, I am going to introduce the Dean of our school, Chris Perkins. He's going to give you an overview in terms of what does September look like, as best as we can guess at this moment in time, because as we know, the pandemic is shifting on an hourly basis, as we know. So he's going to give you an overview in terms of the fall, what that looks like, and some other pieces in terms of what's happening with our School of Business. So Chris, go ahead.
Great. Thanks, Sean. I first just want to thank everybody for joining in tonight and for your interest in Lambton College. We appreciate your interest in our programs, and tonight hopefully your questions specific to the business programs can be answered by the information that our coordinators have to share, and as Sean had indicated through our question and answer period. Obviously, the most important question that I would anticipate coming from our prospective students is, what does it look like for Lambton in terms of the fall semester? We've just completed our 3rd semester of remote learning. We started specifically with the spring 2020 term and continued through the 2020-2021 academic term, which we're still progressing through. So if my crystal ball was clear, I'd be able to give you a clear answer tonight, but as Sean had indicated, we're still working through a variety of options. It is Lambton's intent to increase the amount of on-campus activity that we have this fall, but exactly what that looks like yet, we're still making some determinations with regards to those decisions. What I can let you know is that we are looking at 4 possible options, and depending upon the program that you're in, you may have one or multiple scenarios that are applicable to you, and we are looking to communicate what these scenarios are to students by mid to late June, and we will be sending out program-specific communications. So please make sure that you are checking your Lambton College email account throughout the spring and summer for important information, some of which will be specific information in terms of how your program will be delivered. So the 4 options that we're currently investigating would be in some programs would be a full return to campus. All your courses, all the hours that are included in the instruction would be located on campus, and you would be expected to attend Lambton College campus. Just to let you know that we do have very strict protocol in place, and we've been very successful over the last 3 semesters offering our curriculum on campus in a safe environment. So we feel very safe and very comfortable bringing as much activity as we can on campus that were permitted. Option number 2 would be some programs will continue to be completely remote. And a lot of that will be based upon public health. Obviously, we're going to be taking our direction from public health and what their rules and regulations are. To give you some idea, most of the winter term, our on-campus activity was restricted to no more than 10 students in a classroom. So obviously, these types of restrictions do put some operational challenges on us. And we will need to make some decisions whether or not we're going to be able to move forward with classes of 10 or whether we're going to have to continue with remote learning in some of these programs. If public health allows us to be able to have greater than 10 students in the classroom, then obviously we're going to be possibly restricted by physical distancing requirements. So those are going to play some factors in terms of what our decisions are specifically for the fall. So in addition to a full on-campus activity or full remote activity or continuing remote activity for the fall semester, the other 2 options that we're investigating includes a truer hybrid model. And hybrid could apply to your program, meaning that some of your courses, if they're practical in nature, could actually be held on campus. And some of your theory-based courses that could be offered safely still in a remote environment would continue remotely. Further to that, sort of as option 3B, is within a particular course, there could be some activity that's on campus or some activity that is also remote. So again, as you can see, we are exploring as many options here as possible, trying to make sure that we're delivering the curriculum as best as we can and as safely as possible. The 4th option that we're looking at, and right now we're currently only considering this for the culinary arts program that we have in the school, and that is for the program to start its learning in the fall semester completely remote, and looking at front-end loading the theory courses over the first 7 weeks of the semester, and then planning for a return to campus in the 8th academic week, where the last half of the semester would be all of the practical-based courses, which we would have on campus. The theory behind doing this is to allow the community to have additional time to receive vaccinations if that is what they so choose to do so, and to have the restrictions that we currently have to abide by as regulated by public health, hoping that they lift a little bit. So again, lots of balls in the air, lots of things that we're still working through with our faculty and our coordinators at this point in time, and it is our goal to communicate what our direction is to you, the prospective student, by mid to late June. So other than that, folks, I don't want to steal too much thunder away from our program coordinators. I know that they've got a fair bit of information that they want to share with you about some of the exciting things that have been done and that we're planning to do with our students, and they're going to talk about their successes that they've had as well over this past year. So again, thank you very much for your time.
Awesome. Thanks so much, Chris. And a couple things just to add on or emphasize from that is that we really are looking at each program individually right now and really trying to make sure however the fall is delivered, it's delivered in a beneficial environment and in a beneficial way for all of our students. So I hope that our incoming students feel that we are putting the work in to make sure you have the best possible experience inside of your program. The other thing as well that I do want to highlight and encourage everyone to do is just keep an eye on your college email. Email is so critical, as we know, and especially right now, that is going to be one of the #1 ways that we're feeding information to our incoming students. So make sure you keep an eye on your personal email that you've used when you applied to college, and then also once you do become a registered student, you will get a college email address, and keep an eye on that as well. because email is one of, if not the number one tools that we use to communicate with our students from a college-wide perspective. So just keep an eye on that. Is one of my tips that I'd like to share with everyone. So with that being said, I think this is a perfect time to start looking into our programs and getting some more details in terms of what our students are doing. So to kick things off tonight, we have Kelly Hill, and she coordinates our business administration programs as well as our business accounting programs. So she is here tonight to tell us all about business. So Kelly, go ahead and take it away.
Oh. Well, that alludes to our year so far, if Chris is telling you the truth about us saying how it went this year. Yes, I was muted. My apologies. I am Kelly Hill. I'm the program coordinator of all business diploma programs at Lambton College. I'm also a professor in the accounting programs, and I'm a Lambton College business grad myself. I'm excited to kick things off tonight by telling you about the 4 business programs. So we offer at Lambton College the 2-year accounting diploma, the 3-year accounting advanced diploma, the 2-year business diploma, and the 3-year business general advanced diploma. Whether you're looking for general business or accounting specifically, it's set up so that the first 2 years of the 3-year program are the same as the 2-year program courses. So if you're not sure which one to take and you change your mind after the first year, that's no problem. If you're in the 2-year program and decide that you want to change over to the 3-year program or vice versa, this can be as simple as picking up a few extra courses to make this transition happen. If you're in the general business program and wish to transfer into the accounting program, or the other way around, there are many common courses here. So again, it is simple as picking up a few extra courses to make this happen for you. So if you're unsure, there's always time to change your mind later on. Lambton's designed it so that there's maximum flexibility for transition between general business and accounting so that students have the ability to do this. I'm going to discuss what makes the 3rd year of our programs unique in a few more slides. So over the years, we've received, lots of different questions, and what I've put here for you are the most common questions that we see as program coordinators for business programs. What kind of jobs can I get with my diploma from Lambton College? What's the difference between the 2-year and the 3-year diploma? Can I enter into first year and still work my full or part-time job? And of course, why Lambton? My slides are gone there. Not too sure what happened. Remote learning. So what does remote learning look like for a business program in the fall? Of course, we all hope to be on campus in September, but our dreams and our realities are quite different sometimes. So our business faculty are busy this May and June designing their curriculum so that we are prepared for either scenario. Remote learning for a business program contains a mix of synchronous learning and asynchronous learning. Most classes will be offered using this hybrid approach in the business programs. This means that you'll be live on camera through Microsoft Teams with your professor for 1 to 2 hours per week, with the remaining 1 to 2 hours being asynchronous or self-study. Your activities will be posted in your online learning environment, and this could be anything from reading to prepare for a class, completion of assignments, or some group work. Please note that regardless of where we end up in the fall, whether you're at Lambton or you're home on your couch working remotely, all business program students are required to have a laptop. So here I show you what it looks like in your first year of studies at Lambton College. Because one of the questions I get asked most often is, can I still work my part-time job? Or in some cases, students are asking if they can still work a full-time job. Well, it's not for me to say. I can tell you that it would be difficult for students to keep up with the coursework on top of a full-time job and be successful. A part-time job with fewer hours would definitely be more feasible. You see that the first year of a business BACC program looks like. Most first years are similar, so I've put this one here as an example. With 5 courses and 17 hours in the first term and 6 courses and 19 hours in the second term, these are the classes that you devote to class time, meaning that you should expect to have an additional minimum of about 50% more homework time. That's about 25 to 30 hours a week to be spent on schoolwork to be successful in our business programs. So obviously working full-time could be prove to be a bit challenging for our full-time students. Another common question we get is, what are the advantages of the 3-year diploma over the 2-year? Well, while our 2 years are excellent programs and they set students up for several different career paths with all of the business and accounting foundation, the 3-year programs offer a few more advantages. One of them is area of concentration. The 3-year business general students will be able to choose 1 or 2 areas of concentration in either marketing, entrepreneurship, and/or human resources. By choosing 4 from one category of the 12 business option courses, students can achieve an area of concentration. The 3-year accounting students have the advantage of receiving a well-rounded education in business in addition to their comprehensive accounting courses. Another advantage of the 3-year over the 2-year is the pathways that it's offered. I'm going to speak to you about this in a minute in another slide, but there are pathways available for all of our business programs, but you're going to see that there's more opportunities available for degrees and subsequent certifications with the 3-year program. Co-op opportunities. Obviously, practical work experiences are vital, and students have the option to participate in co-op work experience in either the 3-year business general program or the 3-year business accounting program. The co-op takes place in the summer term between your 2nd and your 3rd years. And these co-op opportunities allow you to apply classroom learning in the workplace and help gain valuable work experience that may assist you in finding a job after you graduate. Students have access to our co-op and career advisors, who I'm sure you've heard stuff about by now. They provide comprehensive co-op and career development services and resources. The last thing that is an advantage for our business students in 3-year is the capstone courses. There are 2 courses that are offered in the final year of the 3-year business programs, in which students utilize all of their knowledge, skills, abilities gained over the course of their program in a series of culminating reports and presentations, and that showcases in a capstone project. They integrate real-world corporate partners into these courses, providing students with even greater experiential learning opportunities. Students have worked with corporate partners such as the Inn of the Good Shepherd, Sarnia Humane Society, and the Indian Hills Golf Course, just to name a few. These courses are truly a game changer when it comes to preparing the students for the real world, particularly if they're looking for a role in management. All right, next I'm going to talk to you about the pathways that you have after graduation. I know that you're going into your 1st year and maybe you're not there yet, but these are things to consider, especially with all of the offerings that Lambton has. The BACC program and the BGen program have a few more than the other 2, but there are numerous pathways that have been established for Lambton business graduates in all of our programs. So Lambton's worked hard at developing partnerships with other colleges and universities in Ontario, in Canada, and even as far away as Europe. You can use your diploma to gain advanced standing towards several types of university degrees, as I've noted here. Further to that, many of our students continue on to complete various accreditations, such as CPA designation for our accounting students, or the HRPA designation for our human resource concentration students. Of course, everybody on the line is wondering, what kind of job can I get with the program that I'm entering? Well, this next slide here will show you what some of our graduates that have graduated from Lambton College out of the business general and business programs. You can see here that I've shown a few Lambton graduates from the business general programs that have secured jobs in industries such as human resources, banking and financial institutions, media and promotions, supply chain management, purchasing, logistics, retail sales, and there really are so many more options than that even. The next slide shows the business accounting students and the accounting grads that we've had from Lambton College throughout the years. These graduates obtain accounting roles in public or private sectors, including jobs in industries such as federal, provincial, or municipal government, not-for-profit or education, accounting firms, self-employment, and really any organization in a wide range of industries in every sector of the economy. In good times and bad, every business, no matter how big or small, will always need accounting. I'm showcasing for you here next a Lambton success story. Lisa Latisser, she is a true Lambton College success story. Lisa graduated from our business administration accounting course in 2011. During her time as a student at Lambton, Lisa completed her co-op in the finance department, taking advantage of that co-op opportunity in 3rd year. Upon graduation, she took advantage of some of the pathways and used her advanced standing to obtain her university degree and CPA designation. After working in private business for a year or so, Lisa then returned to Lambton College and worked as an accounting analyst in the finance department for 7 years. At which time she then decided to use her business and entrepreneurial education skills combined with her accounting knowledge and her passion for the environment to open up her business with her sister Melissa and co-founded Great Lakes Refill Company, Sarnia's first refillery, an organization at reducing waste. Lisa was so passionate about the environment and education that she's recently added educator to her portfolio when her team created the Economy of Education, an organization that delivers educational products to schools in the business community. Lisa demonstrates how versatile a business diploma is, and she is just one of many graduate success stories we have here at Lambton. I just want to close off with showing you what I think are some of the benefits of choosing Lambton College for your business program. Small class sizes, educated and diverse faculty. We have the pathways that I discussed. And of course, we have our mobile and remote learning. We use a lot of technology in our classroom. And the one thing I've yet to mention is Enactus. Enactus is our award-winning champion social justice team, and it's one example of an extracurricular group that goes beyond the classroom learning to develop projects that impact social and environmental good for our communities. Many of our business students have joined this team over the years and have found it to be a life-changing experience. So these are some of the reasons why Lambton would make an excellent choice for you to pursue your business education. And I thank you for joining me and hope to see you all soon.
Awesome. Thanks so much, Kelly. I think that was a really great overview of everything that encompasses all of our business programs. I think that last slide really kind of touched on all the points that I would touch on when I'm connecting with a prospective student. The small class sizes, the flexibility, I think that's a big thing, and all of the other pieces. I think the one thing that I do want to highlight and just expand upon is the pathway option that we have. Lambton is expanding our pathways, obviously with our School of Business, but across the college. So pathways are a really great way to take your college education and ultimately get a degree or additional certification or anything like that that you're looking to really enhance all the hands-on skills that you're learning at the college level. I think starting at Lambton and going on and getting those degrees or completing those pathways is a really great way to do that. And we have so many to offer. All of the information about pathways is found on our My Lambton website, and you'll learn all about that as a confirmed and registered student. But definitely something to consider. And pathways, you don't necessarily have to decide right away if you're looking at a pathway or which pathway is right for you. But just knowing that we have pathway opportunities is a great asset to have when you're choosing the college that you ultimately attend. So I appreciate your time tonight, Kelly, and I hope we see a number of students in our business programs in the fall. So next up, right after that, we're going to move into one of our newer programs, our Esports, Entrepreneurship, and Administration. So this program was recently launched. We have a number of innovative things that we're doing inside of the program. We have an esports arena on campus, which we're really excited about. And I'm going to now introduce you to Matt Hutchinson, who is the coordinator of the program, and he's going to talk to you a little bit about what his students are doing in the esports world.
Hey, Sean. Thanks for having me. Hi, everyone. My name is Matt Hutchinson. I'm the program coordinator for our Esports, Entrepreneurship, and Administration program, which was launched in September of 2018, becoming the first post-secondary institution to launch a wholly dedicated esports program, which is amazing. And it just speaks to the innovation that happens here at Lambton College. The esports industry and the greater gaming industry is growing exponentially every year. It's attracting new audiences and developing innovative new business models. Our Esports, Entrepreneurship, and Administration program introduces students at Lambton College to this dynamic global industry. Next slide, please. Led by our dedicated faculty with industry knowledge and experience, our Esports, Entrepreneurship, and Administration program is focused on ensuring that students gain real-world experience to prepare them for a career in the esports industry. Some faculty you see here, myself, Tony Frangus, who's also our arena manager and varsity teams manager, David Burrows, a local live streaming personality, and Victor Laranja, who's actually also a Lambton College Business School grad who has worked with Major League Gaming. Through a combination of in-class lectures and experiential learning activities, students gain foundational business knowledge and learn how it is applied to the esports industry. This includes topics such as event and league management, team management, marketing and web branding, online content development and analytics, and much more that builds the students' foundational understanding of the business side of esports. The pandemic altered a lot of our programming, and just like every program, we moved to a virtual classroom. But it didn't change the level of engagement within our program. Over the past year, our students have gotten to speak with more guest speakers than ever before. Pictured here is David Meltzer, a billionaire in the esports industry, engaged in numerous experiential learning activities, and also gained industry relevant experience because, let's be honest, just like every other industry, the esports and gaming industry also went through a pandemic too. Our students gained valuable, relevant, real world experience alongside the esports industry going through this tumultuous time as well. Next slide. We're very fortunate with our esports program. Even though so young, we have established a network of dedicated and engaged industry partners to our great internships that we have with Lazarus, to the many industry partners that cover a wide array of industry sectors. We're so thankful and appreciative of all the industry partners that we have. In the first year of our program, students will become immersed in the industry through organizing and hosting small-scale esports events, such as, pictured here, the Border City Battle competition between two fledgling esports programs in Canada, Lambton College and St. Clair College, as well as the Lambton Esports Open, pictured here, which is events run by our students in the program, giving them first-hand experience running large-scale esports events. As students engage with their curriculum, they create a portfolio of work that highlights their knowledge and skills, including audio and video production skills and event management experience relevant to the esports industry. Prior to the pandemic, our program would provide students with an array of academic trips, like seen here with the Madden Championship and Call of Duty Championship. Hopefully, at some point over the coming year, we will see the esports industry start to move back to hosting and facilitating live esports events that we will also be able to attend and experience firsthand as well. In the second year of our event, we would explore other opportunities for students, and here are more external events that in the past our students have attended, including LAN ETS in Montreal, the Canada Cup, London Comic-Con, DreamHack, Frostbite, and the International Auto Show, just to name a few. And again, hoping to do more of that in the coming years. As another part of our program, the pillars of our program, if you will, is also the varsity side of our esports program. Our students are engaged with our esports varsity teams to help manage, schedule, arrange scrims, which also adds to their portfolio of work and experience that they gain going through our program. We've had great success in a short period of time with our varsity teams, which includes League of Legends, Rocket League, Fortnite, Overwatch, Call of Duty, and many more. And some pictures seen here. Furthermore, back in 2019, May of 2019, our college was one of only 2 institutions in Canada to compete with over 60 institutions at the first hosted ESPN Collegiate Esports Championship held in Houston. Over 400 institutions across North America competed for a spot, and we were one of less than 60 schools that qualified to attend the competition held in Houston, which was an awesome experience to say the least. Next slide. So as part of our program as well, it is important for the students to gain an understanding and experience with all of our social media, as well as our Twitch channel. And all of those links can be seen there. Feel free to go check them out if you're interested. And our students help to curate the content and events that we showcase on our social media channels and Twitch channel as well. And that is it for me. I will be brief. So thank you very much for attending today and hearing about our esports program.
Awesome. Thanks so much, Matt. I think that was a really great overview in terms of what we're doing in esports. I know esports is an interesting and a really niche program. There aren't very many colleges that offer an esports program. We're one of the few. So if you are looking at getting into a career in the esports world, Lambton has one of the only and one of the best programs. So I definitely encourage you to look at that a little bit further, or ultimately confirm your offer if that's something you're hoping to accomplish. So I don't believe we have any questions. So just a couple things that I just want to highlight or remind students about. First and foremost, if any student does have an active offer right now and they're considering confirming or looking at their options, I definitely do encourage you to confirm your offer sooner rather than later. Right now, after the May 1 deadline, there are lots of students do still have an active offer, and you're doing your research, you're doing your due diligence, you're making sure you're making the right choice, which is always a good thing, and we encourage you to do that. But we definitely do encourage you to confirm your offer sooner rather than later, just so you know your spot is secure in the program. So one thing, especially for programs that are highly competitive, if you don't confirm your offer sooner rather than later, your spot could be given up to somebody else that maybe applies a little bit later or recently applied, or maybe there's somebody on a wait list, that type of thing. So definitely consider confirming your offer. I already mentioned, make sure you keep checking your college email or just your email in general. And that goes for all of the colleges that you applied for, not just Lambton. Email is one of the #1 ways any college admissions team communicates with their students. So definitely keep an eye on your email. And all the dates and everything is on our website. As Chris mentioned earlier, we're making decisions for the fall across all of our programs. All of that information is posted and will be continued to be updated on our Lambton College website, just the core www. So just keep an eye on that website as well if you're looking at any of the information that we're populating for the fall. So those are some things to remember, to keep in mind, some of my tips. So moving right along, we do have next up on the list tonight, we have our office administration programs. So really popular program with lots of career opportunities locally in Sarnia, Lambton, and across the province and beyond. So Sherry Vayu is our program coordinator, and she is going to share with you what our students are doing in office admin, and if this is a right fit for you, you'll get all the insights from her this evening.
Thank you, Sean. It's great to be here. Really excited, super passionate about office administration, and thank you everyone for coming out today. And I know in a moment here, Eric's going to have up our SWAY presentation for everyone to take a look at. So in the meantime, while we wait for that, what I will say is I wanted to make sure I say a great shout out that as passionate as I am about our office admin programs, I can tell you as well, so are our faculty. So we have some great faculty teaching our office admin program. We've got Jan and Leanne and Brooke and Esther, and I know that if they could be here, they absolutely would. And even more passionate, sometimes I would argue about that. And Eric, you can keep coming down with our sway here. You can keep scrolling down. Is our students, actually. And the reason I mention this is because I want to give a great shout out to our office admin students in our capstone course that we have in our executive program in term 4. Oftentimes I have the students pull together different presentations, everything from scratch. I give them a bunch of ideas and they've got to go to it, because let's face it, office administration, you got to keep the office engine running. And do you want to talk about grace under pressure? Oh yes, the students and office admin folks certainly do that really, really well. Grace under pressure, 1000%. So what I want to talk to you a little bit more about are our programs. And so Eric, you can just keep scrolling down there. Is basically we have 3 core programs. I mean, technically we have 5, but we have our Office Administration General, we have our Office Administration Executive and Health Services. And what I wanted to share with you is that most of the time the students, they may choose between either the 1-year program, which is the general that you're seeing here. The beauty of that is that students come in to the general, they can graduate after 1 year and earn an Ontario College certificate. What's Office Administration General? Well, it provides you your foundation skills for working in an office, and the kind of positions that you could be looking at. First and foremost, anything that represents customer service, we're on that with our students. When I say we're on it, I'm saying that the students get a lot of practice applying these skills. So Eric, let's take a look at some of the courses that the students would be looking at doing. So we start right from the ground up. So sometimes we have students say that, I think I know, Microsoft Word. I think I know how to do Excel and maybe a little bit of PowerPoint. And guaranteed that when the students are finished or as they're working through, they always say, oh my goodness, I thought that I knew the Microsoft programs. And that's the beauty of this. So your first year, you're really learning all the details. You're learning about the Microsoft suite. So we do deep dive into Microsoft Word, into Microsoft Excel, PowerPoint, Outlook. We spend a great amount of time working on those particular skills. So you want to keep going with that. As I said, Microsoft Outlook, Microsoft OneNote. So we do spend a great amount of time on that. The beauty of this is as you're learning, you're beginning to start applying some of these skills. So for example, students are able to be putting together different projects, budgets, using their skills. Because like I said, Office admin, you keep the Office engine running at all times. Also in your first year, you're going to work with keyboarding. That's right, keyboarding. You learn the proper way to touch type, essentially. Why is that important? Well, there are different jobs that actually require you to have a certain skill set. So whether you're doing transcribing of even medical terms, or you could be just transcribing meeting minutes, which, by the way, is a fantastic skill that you will come out with upon graduation. But learning your keyboarding skills is really, really important. And you know what? If typing quick isn't something that you're able to do as well as you'd like to do, what I can tell you is that the students that come out of our program, they have excellent proofreading skills, attention to detail as well. A few of the other courses that you're doing in your first year, like I said, you're ready to go in an office, it's your professional workplace skills. So in that particular course, we spend a lot of time on customer service, customer focus, because our office admin graduates, they're front line, right? So again, they're all about keeping the office running. And as you know, in our current situation, this last year, I can tell you that our graduates know how to get it done. They are able to take everything and apply it. They have showed their skill set in terms of Microsoft Teams as well. They can start running a meeting from beginning to end. They do a really, really great job. So Eric, let's keep going back so we can continue on over into executive. So if, for example, you take the Office Admin General and you decide that you don't want to graduate, you want to continue on and you want to come into the second year, that's an excellent opportunity for you, because what happens in your executive, you get into, we basically do a deeper dive into, for example, our document production. So you get into advanced word processing. You get into a little bit heavier projects where you're actually building. So for example, our second year students work on a cookbook, and they develop that from scratch. They do an incredible job to complete that. We also work further on into Microsoft Project, for example. We do even more advanced Excel. But the idea here is that all of the programs, they collaborate together so that everything culminates into one great big project. And that's what happens actually with our executive. We do have a capstone course in our term 4. And that capstone, the students work really hard. And Eric, if you want to look at the courses, that's great. Thank you. The capstone course basically is a culmination of all your courses right up into that point. So our execs, they facilitate in groups a 90-minute workshop. They invite a guest speaker, usually for an admin from the community. They do all kinds of activities. Basically, it's like they're putting on a lunch and learn. They handle the agendas, the meeting minutes, all of it from beginning to end, and do a great job out in the community there. We also have our students get into a little bit more with the accounting, and sometimes our students move on from there and move on into the business admin accounting. We also do web management in our program. Our students are working with WordPress, and we spend time on desktop publishing as well. So publishing could be anywhere from the Microsoft Publisher onto Microsoft Visio, which is a diagramming software, and also Adobe Acrobat. So lots and lots of variety here, because as I said, keeping the office engine running, to be able to do that, you have to have these skills. So Eric, let's carry on and head down into our health services program. So one of the things I wanted to also talk to you about our health services program. So if students finish their 1 year and want to come and choose health services, this is a great program to take if you're interested in working with patients but not providing that direct patient care. So here, and again, Eric, if you want to move into our courses, you'll see that in our courses in our term 3 and 4, this is where, just like executive, you get into a lot more deeper details, if you will, about the health side. So for example, you're going to be doing medical transcription. So you're going to actually be transcribing doctor's orders. So, the operative reports and history and physicals, those kinds of things. Your students also learn and apply their skills in terms of their medical terminology. And this all is really, really important because students need to be able to apply this in their term 4. Well, it's not a capstone course per se. It is our health services office procedures course. And in that course, the students put together, I think we probably, rather than calling it a procedures manual, we might refer to it as an Office Admin Pro handbook, if you will. And the students are putting together materials there, like that work with OHIP billing, for example, like the how-tos. Also, students work with their records management online, and of course, pharmacology as well. So everything's a culmination. In both our executive and our health services program, in term 4, students also have the option for an internship. And so you are taking your courses, but you're also able to take an internship. And we work closely with our My Career Center. And one of the great advantages of our program is oftentimes we have more jobs than we do students. So the students do have a choice. And even here this last year, we've had 2 internship intakes while we've been in a pandemic, and our students have been out working. And so I get asked that a lot. Where are the students working? Well, I mean, our program has been around and obviously changed a lot, but for over 50 years at Lambton. And so we are very well known in the community. So we have our internships there at Blue Water Health, In Focus Eye Care. We have Big Brothers Big Sisters. We have CETA. We have Lambton College, Marshall Gullen Manor. The list goes on in terms of our internships. We have a great support with our community. Pathways is another example. So Eric, if you want to just jump back over so that we can scroll back down. So I thought maybe it would be a good idea to talk about, so what are the graduates saying, or what's going on? So here's an example here. We have Erica. So she finished her 1-year general certificate. She was actually recently hired as an admin with a local church, actually. And the last that I've heard from her, and again, you've got to keep in mind that our grads just finished, and she told me that some of her favorite tasks that she's doing is records management, AKA filing. And remember, filing isn't just paper, it's also electronic. She uses a lot of her Microsoft Office skills, and she puts together a lot of business correspondence as well. She's really excited about it. She's, playing it by ear whether she's going to come into second year or not, but that's the beauty of this. You can come back or you can graduate with your 1 year. So Eric, we can keep going to talk about our great graduates. So our another excellent graduate of ours is Tori. Tori, she graduated with our OA Health Services Diploma. She has been on the move, and she was recently promoted to office manager. We had a new family physician locally, actually, and in fact, the office accepted, and what she was telling me just recently, they accept another 900 patients from a retired physician. That is just tremendous. Well, what's even more tremendous is when you've got an office admin grad working in office, guess who they call to find out, where can we get some, really good hires for interviews. And so usually we hear from our graduates. Often I speak to our graduates all the time. And well, Tori's hired another graduate, actually, of ours from our health services program. She's been doing all our OHIP billing, medical office procedures, constantly changing. She also did her internship, and in fact, with a different health care service provider, and that's all part of it, right? You're getting all of this practice. So what else are our graduates saying, Eric? We have Martha. Martha is one of our executive office admin diploma graduates. Martha was one of our mature students in our program. She had a couple of children, and she really wanted to make a big career change. And she worked in retail sales and had a fantastic customer service base, but she wanted more. She worked as a work study and an EBAT student. EBAT means employment between academic terms. Work study is something that students can apply for at the college in terms of a job. And you do interview for that. You've got to show financial need. But I can tell you that our students are always sought after. So what a great opportunity to be able to go to school and get your experience at the same time. Martha was also awarded with our Gratitude Award for the whole School of Business. We were so proud of her. She's also an Executive Faculty Award winner, and she works for the County of Lambton. All right, a couple more grads, Eric. We've got Erica. So I had said to you when we first started that there's 3 core programs, and then I said, well, we kind of have 5. Well, the reason why I said that is because Erica here, she's actually a graduate of our dual diploma program. She has the health services and she has the executive. So Erica came to us. She was a mature student, also raising her family. She was seeking out, lots of different opportunities to make a change in her career. While she was a student, she gained that work experience through work study. She gained the experience through EBAT. She worked in a field placement position. She was a peer tutor. She was a student ambassador. And all of these things have continued to happen during our remote learning, which is how our students have been learning this past year. They continue on with their internships. That has not been affected. So Erica, to add even more exciting news, she is also a mentor for, as part of our member of 10,000 Coffees here through Lambton's alumni network as well. So she just keeps giving, and that's office admin. And we've got one more slide there, Eric. Thank you. So what about the graduates that we just finished, like just completed a week ago? What are they saying? So who you're seeing here, we've got Jana, Leah, we've got Nicole, we've got Sarah. And Jana, this is her comment. And in fact, a little bit later, you'll see at the very bottom, Jana is so passionate about office admin. She has got this great picture that someone took of her jumping in front of Lambton College. That's how excited she is. And as you can see here, her quote, not mine, about her feeling about this last year. There were a lot of changes. And I mentioned to you early on, grace under pressure. And we all did that. And the students learned so much. Troubleshooting, for example, is another really important skill to have. What really stood out for me here is how supported she feels. All of these students here, Leah there, she's actually returning to do her dual diploma. Sarah is actually thinking about doing the same. Jana is thinking about doing more even with web design. Nicole is, I believe, juggling some different job offers. And I've got other students, graduates right now that currently have been offered positions already through Blue Water Health, County of Lambton, so a law office. We've got quite a few students, graduates working, which is phenomenal. All right, Eric, we can just go back and come down. Okay, so I just provided there a little bit of information. You know, sometimes Murphy's Law, you've got a question and it comes up later. You are welcome to email me there at sherry.fayou@lambtoncollege.ca at any time. I respond very quickly to my emails. And then just come down a little bit more, Eric, and just wanted to, you know, obviously not going to have you watching this video here or anything like that, but just showcasing you here how we feel about our program. We are a small college, big family. Our program, our students love to take all their skills and apply them. And here's Jana jumping up, actually, as she was graduating. So thank you very much for having me today, and I look forward to hearing more, and I hope that you'll come and join Office Administration.
Awesome. Thanks so much, Sherry. I think that was a really great overview of all the programs and all the skills that our students in the OA programs obtain while they study with us. I think for me, I've had the opportunity to hire a number of our Office Administration students as EBATs and work study students, and I mean, the support that they provide my team is always appreciated, and they definitely do keep the office machine running, as you mentioned, so I appreciate that. There was a question that did come in that I will get you to answer for me, though. So the question is, what computer skills should I know before pursuing Office Administration executive course? So if are there any skills, any computer skills that students should have coming into the program, or what should they do to best prepare themselves for the first day?
Oh, sure. Thank you very much for letting me know that, Eric. In terms of the skills, we start from the ground up. So our students, when you come in, what we recommend is that you're comfortable at least with, you know, using a mouse or a trackpad. But we do start from the ground up. So don't worry. Some of our other students have actually gone ahead and taken academic upgrading, and that's also an option. And for that question, if that person would like to reach out to me and email me, I'm happy to share some specific details. We do have sometimes some of our students, when they come in, they take this, well, I don't like to use the word boot camp, but they do take a bit of a computer software boot camp just to get comfortable and feel feel good about the software programs. But we start from the ground up, so don't worry about if you don't have a super strong skill set.
Awesome. Thanks, Sherry. I appreciate that. And I think it's obviously important we get you to where you need to be to get successful inside of our courses. So whether you're just starting to use some of the software, or maybe you are experiencing the software, it's no worries. You'll be supported within the program. That's always a good thing. Okay, so we are coming up to the last program we're going to learn about tonight, and that is our Sports and Recreation Management program. So this program has a lot of opportunities and a lot of pathways that our graduates have taken and can take as they complete our course here. Lots of opportunities, as we mentioned earlier, for pathways. So if you're looking to transfer your diploma onto a degree completion, you can do that. So there's a lot of opportunities within sports and rec, the industry. And to share a little bit about what our students are doing and what our students have done is Ange Barclay. So she is the coordinator, and she's going to talk to you about sports and rec.
Good afternoon. So last but not least, I just want to tell you about our program. It is a 3-year course, and our goal really is to introduce you to sports and recreation, the field, and expose you to as much as possible in the field. We'll ask you when you come in, what are your goals? And we won't be surprised if at some time during the 3 years, your goals change. In fact, the program's kind of designed to actually encourage you to branch out and to think outside the box. So many of our students have come in. Most of them, if you ask them what their ultimate goal is, they want to be GM of insert favorite hockey team. And I'll tell you that many of them have actually left and switched their ideas and been hired in a career that was completely different, but something else that they fell in love with. And that's what I like about our program. So as I take you through this introduction, you're going to notice that our program basically breaks up into the 3 different areas. There's the business, there is sport and recreation as such, and fitness and wellness. So here on this slide, you can see we have a holistic approach, because we know that when you're done at Lambton College, when you've graduated, we've hopefully given you the tools and the networking people that you need to enter the field. And then from there, it's really up to you where you go with this. So just to break it down, we have business and entrepreneurial courses within our program, and the business courses are taught by business faculty. So some of the people here on the screen you see, you might actually have as a teacher. You might have Kelly, you will for sure have Matt for some of our courses. Then we have sport and recreation programming courses where you're going to actually get to run the events. So if we're looking at how to play spike ball, you'll be put in a group. We like group work in sport and recreation management because in our field, it's very seldom that you will not be working with a group of people. So a lot of our courses and assessments are set up where you will actually learn about something, a sport or an activity. You will learn how to be the official in it, and you will also be the participant and present it to the rest of your class who are also the participants. So that's another aspect of our course, our program. We also look at health, wellness, and fitness courses in our program. Many a student has left us and gone on into the fitness and wellness industry. We do have some graduates who actually have their own businesses, fitness businesses now, that come back and talk to our students about how their journey from Lambton brought them to that place. There are lots of field placement opportunities throughout our program. In your 4th term and your 6th term, you will be doing, if you choose to, a field placement, which means every Thursday afternoon, by Thursday morning, all of your courses are done, which will leave you Thursday afternoon open for you and Friday all day and then the weekend. That doesn't mean that your placement has to take place during those hours. It's just that you know for sure you have those hours to work with whatever co-op you find in our program. Many of our students work with the Sting, the OHL team. If you're not familiar, their arena is actually probably 10 steps from one of our exit doors here at the building. So we have lots of different partnership things with the Sting that we bring into our program. And one of them is offering these field placements. We offer industry experiences throughout our courses. As much as we can in our program, we try to link assessments with reality of what your job is going to be. So if you're designing something for, let's say, health in your health class, if you're designing social media content, we will make that media content available to different people in our community, in the Sarnia community, who might choose to use the designs that you've made in their social media. We have experiential community-based learning, again, with the community. One of our big partners is Sarnia Tourism. And actually, we just had presentations done in one of our courses that had the students looking at bids for sporting events. Sarnia had actually won 3 major events for 2020. Unfortunately, COVID happened and they were all postponed. But the students still had the opportunity to look at the different bids that they were, that Sarnia used to achieve getting those particular opportunities here in our area. So that was exciting for our students. We also have pathways to higher education. We have an agreement or an articulation with the University of Windsor, which has just recently changed, in that if you do 3 years and graduate with a B from our program, you will automatically be accepted into Windsor's Bachelor of Human Kinetics with the sport management and leadership emphasis. And that simply means that after 3 years with us, you will have 2 years at the University of Windsor, and you will end up with your bachelor's degree as well. We've had several students take us up on that offer over the years, and the University of Windsor has informed us many times that our students do exceptionally well in this articulation, in this agreement. The new change is that no longer do our students have to take the science-based courses when they go to the University of Windsor. They've separated the streams, and now the students will focus specifically on sport management. So you'll get 3 years of sport management with us, and then 2 years of sport management courses at the University of Windsor. So that's really exciting to us because that's starting this year. There's also some European pathways, as well as some national pathways that you can take with our program. And I'm going to just stay on this slide one more second there, Eric. And just to tell you what our students did during this time of being virtual, we didn't stop making them do assignments where they had to reach out to the community and run events. They still ran events, and they learned how to do them virtually. Because if you're in the sporting world, it didn't shut down, despite what people think. And even though we can't golf right now, it didn't shut down. Behind the scenes, the people in the industry kept working. And so we had our students keep working, and we did, instead of holding tournaments, students did virtual events. So we actually had a virtual pet show, which could have been America's Funniest Home Videos, because that's how funny that event ended up being. We also had a virtual darts league, which was featured on the CBC this fall. We had, just like some of the other programs are saying, COVID and being online let us utilize the technology like never before, and we were able to bring in speakers from the industry. We had David Amber from Hockey Night in Canada come in to our speaker series to talk about his job, but also he spoke about sponsorship opportunities and sport. We had several scouts in various sports, from the NHL to the NBA, come and talk to us in some of our courses. We had just multiple opportunities. We also brought the students in on conferences that prior to this would have cost the student in excess of $300. And that's not even counting the logistics of getting them to the conferences. Because the conferences were online, we were able to get the students to sign up and be exposed to the industry in a way that furthered their growth. We had webinars that we exposed the students to, especially in the coaching area. So we didn't lose any time, or I don't think we really lost out on much being online, is what I'm trying to say. So if we're online in the fall, I'm really excited about it because I know how good it can be. If you can go to the next slide. One of the questions we always get is, what are the employment opportunities? Where can I go? Again, we have people doing programming in municipalities specifically. We also have people in various sports organizations. We have like several of our students are within the OHL, and we have some that are in provincial sport organizations right now. We've had several students go on to do coaching and teaching, and how they went on to become teachers was through that University of Windsor agreement. We have several of our students are self-employed. One of our students owns a baseball team, and his emphasis is not so much the baseball, the baseball is part of it, but he is looking at it from the point of view as entertainment, family entertainment. And COVID has allowed him to, think outside the box and come up with other ways to utilize this facility that he has. Again, we have students who've gone on to start their own businesses within the fitness industry. We have several fitness instructors, and we've also had students go on to do work with nonprofit groups. So, and these are just a few of the business opportunities within sport and rec management. The thing with our program, again, with this industry is it's not, you don't come in one door thinking that you're going to end up being have a specific job. Odds are there's going to be multiple jobs that you are trained to, apply to. And hopefully in the 3 years with us, we'll expose you to all of those areas and you can see what is the best fit. Before I end, I just want to say with our program, like Sherry said, the word family, same thing here. We're a family. We care about you. We're a small group when you come in here. Odds are we won't have more than 30 students. We make the first, second, and third years work together on events. In different courses, we pull together different aspects of each course, working towards a major event. So keep that in mind when you come to us. If you're thinking about coming, we do care about you. We won't be a number, trust me there. We even have something called recess in our program, knowing how your health is important. When we are in the building, we do just like you would at school, go outside for recess, go play games. We used to go into the gym and play any sport. And the teachers would play with you. And we would just get to know first, second, and third years from being on the same team. When we went virtual, we realized that it was even more important for your mental health to do activities and still have this recess. So all semester, both semesters, we continue to have virtual recesses where we did everything from cooking a meal together online to playing the game Among Us online. We had podcasts, like book clubs. We had podcast clubs talking about different sports, but every time we got together, there was laughter and there was community. So having said that, I hope you seriously consider the Sports and Recreation Management program. And if you have any questions, I guess question period is about to begin. So thank you.
Awesome. Thanks so much, Ange. And I think the big thing to highlight from what you just ended with is the community. I think because we are a smaller college, our class sizes are smaller, it lets our faculty get to know who our students are and really just enhances the student experience. So I appreciate you bringing that up. As you mentioned, we are going to move into a Q&A session. There aren't that many questions. I think there's only one that was posted. So let me just pull that up and I will see how we can address that. So question being raised is, I believe I've confirmed my offer, but I'm still receiving emails to confirm it. Should I be worried or what should I do? So that's a good question. I think the first step would just be to go check your Ontario College's account. just to make sure that you have in fact clicked the confirm button. It does take a little bit of time for basically your profile to come to the college, to our admissions team, and then your profile to ultimately be switched from applicant to confirmed student. But once that that status has changed, then your communication track will be adjusted to make sure you're getting the information that our confirmed students are getting, and then our registered students, and so on and so forth. So that does it for questions. Nice, quick, and easy. A couple other things that I just want to mention. Remind everyone about the tuition giveaway. So for attending the event tonight, you will all be entered into a draw to win the tuition for your first year. And that is applicable to any of our domestic programs. So that is really exciting and a really great opportunity for all of our students to be eligible to win that. Also, if you do have any other questions, my team is always on standby, ready to answer anything that you might have. So you can email info@lambtoncollege.ca. You can live chat with our enrollment advisors on our website. So any page on our website, a live chat link just pops up. So you can ask them a quick question and they'll be able to get back to you. If you have a little bit more in-depth questions and you want to consult with an enrollment advisor, my team is available as well. Just book an enrollment or a program advising session rather on our website, and they'll be able to connect with you virtually through Teams, and you'll be able to get all of the questions that you might have answered as well. So there's lots of ways to stay connected with our team and make sure you have the information that you're looking for to get going on your education this fall. As we know, things are changing all the time, but Lambton is committed to making sure all of our students have the best possible experience this September, whether it be in class, virtual, or a little bit of everything. We definitely are ready for whatever the fall looks like. So I do want to take a moment to thank all of the panelists today for giving us some more of your screen time. I know we're on our laptops more often than we want to be these days, but we really do appreciate you giving us the insight into your programs. And thank you to everyone viewing tonight. We hope that you got the answers to the questions you might have. And we look forward to seeing you on campus in the fall, or if you attend another one of our school sessions on Thursday, we'll be talking to our faculty from our technology programs. So until then, I hope you have a great night, and we will see you soon.